Benvenuti all'Autodromo Nazionale di Monza, è Carsten che vi parla. E adesso, dopo aver spaventato tutti gli inglesi, torniamo alla telecronaca in inglese. Welcome to the Super GT Online 300 Online Championship. This is Carsten talking. We are racing today at Monza 1980s configuration. JP had the pole with an incredible time. This is the first time that the fastest driver will get the problems with high power penalties on a very powered track. At the first turn, it's Logic Line taking the lead, followed by GT300. But incredibly fast JP, he has an incredible control of the car all the season. All the race, sorry. We are watching now flanked at Snapchat second position. The blue car is Carsten, then there's Tobias. You can see him. We are on board with Carsten, taking a look at two Mazdas. Mazdas here were impossible to catch. Extremely fast, surprisingly fast even. Behind the first three there's quite a big battle going on with Skeng, Gaz, Kevin, Haboe and Yona. Draft here is really important. It might mean more than half a second on a single lap. Here we are watching Logic being attacked by Gaz, both with Lexus. On board with Gaz, taking Logic Line's draft. This opens for a good passing opportunity. Side by side. They're approaching the first chicane. It's a good place to pass, but really dangerous. It takes a lot of consideration for both drivers to not have a crash here. And Gas managed brilliantly. This is on lap 2, flanked, taking back second position from Carsten. Now Carsten has the chance to take draft, and somehow Hansberg flanked pass. Let's see after chicane. Cars are side by side. Carsten goes for the inside. But no, Carsten backs off and nothing changes. Now we have Gad fighting with Skeng. Same car, but Skeng had quite a heavy power penalty. He had actually the max, minus 30 horsepower on his Lexus. See how difficult it is for Skeng to follow the car in front of him, even using draft. It was a bad race for him. On lap 4, JPW had already a good advantage over the others, but he asked too much to himself and crashed like this, leaving first place to Flanked and second place to Carsten, followed by Tobias. Here a quite dangerous re-entry from him. Behind them there's Gavin and Logic Line that managed to somehow recover the lost time. Now Carsten versus Logic and JP, the three cars drafting each other and approaching first chicane. Carsten brakes late and manages to keep his position, and JP again another mistake. He was incredibly fast but really little consistent, and here re-entering in really dangerous ways. I think he might get a warning for this behavior. We'll ask the stewards. On lap 7, Tobias was trying to attack Karsten. Karsten and Tobias had two overlapping strategies, with Tobias pitting a little earlier and Karsten pitting a little later, and all the time Karsten managed to exit the pits in front of him. Then, like this time, Tobias, out of excessive pressure, would make a mistake. Here's Gavin, Logic and JP. JP was quite so fast that he had no problem recovering his lost positions. Logic had an interesting strategy this time. He would stay on track for longer stints, trying to use almost all the fuel he could to run as light as possible, and that was quite an effective strategy. If it wasn't for a couple of mistakes during the race, he would have probably snatched second place in the end. Let's see the trio. The Mazda is incredibly faster, touching with Logic quite dangerously, taking the inside. A small tap by Logic, but JP is unaffected. In front of them there's Karsten. Now on board with Gavin, following Logic line. On lap 21, still Tob is pressing Karsten. By now it was something like 8 or 9 laps that he was pressing on him. Karsten managing not to make a single mistake all the time. Taking all of Karsten's draft. Karsten moves to the right. Let's see what Tobias will do, and yes, a small tap, but he managed to pass in a most dangerous part of the track. Kudos to him for not having a big crash. And now lap 22, there's the battle for third place. Karsten, JP, and again Logic line. Karsten had a very constant pace, not very fast, but still. Just what he needed to keep the others away. A beautiful move by JP that manages to pass Jonan in an impressive way. Incredible. Jonas would have probably fought for first position if he didn't had a engine failure later on. I don't know if he would have managed to catch Flankhead, that had a flawless race. JP pressure and Logic pressure are somehow sending Karsten faster forward, getting closer to Tobias. And here JP takes the inside at the Parabolica, and Logic tries to the inside too, moving Karsten to the dirty part of the track quite dangerously, touching each other. And now the Stride trying to approach the last chicane. Karsten takes advantage of JP draft. The three cars will be really close at the chicane. Let's see what will happen. Karsten goes for the outside, JP on the inside. Behind them there's Logic. And JP moves on and taps Karsten, that still manages to keep his line. And he loses it again, JP. And Logic took advantage of those small taps between the two, and is trying now to pass Karsten. Let's see, Karsten on the outside. On the inside, my bad. Braking side by side, touching. Some smoke, no crash. That was incredible. Let's see the replay. Karsten at the inside. Logic a little wide, Karsten has a little was a little more forward, was braking and moving a little sideways, touching each other, and luckily no crashes. That was exciting, to say so. On lap 24, Tobias again entered on the track behind Karsten and was putting pressure on him, but again losing his car. Tobias had a great first race, to be honest, just marred by those few small mistakes. Now we have Skang and Yona fighting each other. Actually, it seems that Skang couldn't see Yona. Here we have him going straight on the sand and Yona passing. Again, Karsten and Tobias on lap 39. Karsten had somehow improved his pace along the race, and it took Tobias something like 10 laps to get this close again. Approaching Parabolica. Karsten is still in front. Tobias ready to take all of his draft. There's a whole straight for him to gain some extra speed for the pass. And Tobias chooses to go to the outside. Let's see, Karsten, he stays on the inside. Yes. Outbreaks him. No problem at the chicane. Tobias putting some pressure, opening throttle sooner. Quite an exciting battle. A battle that was actually slowing down both of them quite a lot. Karsten taking his line to go to the outside, leaving the inside to Yona. To Tobias, my bad. Lesmos. The BRZ was a little faster than the Lexus in the Lesmos, but was way slower at the first chicanes. Karsten manages to defend here, and Tobias loses his car again. He opened throttle too soon and Karsten takes some breath. On lap 41, Tobias lets logic through, trying to hunt for Karsten in second position. It was quite a good move actually, because they didn't know, but Karsten had really several fuel problem and had to slow down his pace by 3 seconds for the last few laps. And here we are watching Aboe and Yona that in the last lap managed to put some pressure on Gavin. It was quite a concern for keeping his 5th place. They went close, but didn't manage to catch him. Still, it was quite exciting for him, I think. And Haboe brings home a really good 6th place, followed by Yona. Both were with quite heavy power penalty. Yona had minus 20 and Haboe has minus 30, so their performance is quite striking. Beautifully made. So this is practically all for the race. You can see the final results. The fastest lap that was by JPW, and this is all from Karsten. I hope to see you on the grid next week. Bye.